Hey, YouTube. First, before we get started, like and subscribe. Click those buttons on the bottom there. It helps me out trying to grow my channel, okay? I'm doing this for the trucking community and for a lot of newcomers that may not know this stuff. Today, I want to cover something important because apparently some people don't know how to do this, even though it's a basic function in trucking school. Learning how to move your tandems for your weight. So, I'm gonna flip the camera around. We're gonna go over this. It won't take long. Ready? Here I have my trailer. Now, there are different levels or different actuators for this. Some have a lever, some have a pull handle. I happen to have a nice pneumatic system for pulling the pins on my tandems. Now, these are the pins. Got two on each side. Now, let's say I get loaded and I am heavy on my drives, okay? What I'm going to do is pull that button. The pins are gonna pull. I'm going to slide my tandem towards the weight, so towards the drives, meaning I will be backing up the truck. Let's say you're ass heavy. You have your tandems all the way up, you're ass heavy as hell, and you need to smooth it out. I'm going to slide my tandems towards the weight, towards the rear of the vehicle, okay? Now, which means you will be pulling forward in this action. There seems to be some confusion in this whole thing, but you always move the wheels towards the weight. Now, in some instances, you might have to be reworked. In the case that you have to be reworked, you need to go back to the shipper and have them rework you, okay? Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. It's part of trucking, but that's what we do. Other things to cover. You can, in some trucks, not all, some companies lock their fifth wheels. In some trucks, like mine, you can move your fifth wheel. Now, I'll show you. You see where the center of that fifth wheel is compared to the axle. Now, to get equal weight distribution on your truck, it's best to have the center of that fifth wheel on the center in between the axles. In some cases, you might have to move this. This is more or less going to affect your steering weight. Moving it forward, well, I always get this part confused, but it's going to affect your steering weight. Moving it forward will put more weights on your steers. Moving it back will put more weights on your drives, okay? I happen to have a heavier truck because I have 245 gallons that I can carry in my truck. So, you know, you always want to leave weight for a full tank. If you're not full when you go to a shipper, I always recommend being full when you go to a shipper. But if you can't, and there are times when you can't, it's okay. Just make sure you leave enough weight on your drives that you can fill up. And estimate that at 8 pounds per gallon of diesel fuel. That's the average, 8 pounds per gallon. Another thing to recognize, and each trailer is different. On my trailer, each one of these holes is 260 pounds. I've done the math myself. So each hole is 200. So if I'm over by 1,000 pounds, I need to move that 4 holes. We'll say 5 holes just to be safe. 5 holes, boom. I moved it 5 holes, I should be good. Now, being the fact that I'm all the way forward right now, and you can tell that I'm all the way forward, right? Okay, now, here's another thing, bridge law. I covered this in another video, but I'm gonna show you. California has a bridge law, it's called the California 40, okay? Now, in the California 40, it's from the center of the kingpin to the center of the rear axle, okay? The best way to measure this off Easiest one. You're not gonna drag a tape measure all the way out there. You take the end of the trailer and you measure off 10 feet to this point right here. Now the reason you do that, the kingpin is 3 foot back from the front. You get 53-foot trailer. So 10 feet to the rear axle, boom, there's your California 40. I think Tennessee is 41, don't quote me on that, but it's something like that, it's close to it. So you'd measure off 9 feet. So it'd probably be about right there, okay? That is the easiest way to measure out your tandems. Pro tip and trick. Most of the time, if you look at the end of your trailer, and I can't because it's in a dock right now, but if you look, let's say the freight is sitting about right here, right? Let's say right here, and you move your tandem rear axle back to that point where the freight ends on your trailer, 9 times out of 10, you will be legal. Okay? You still want to measure. Anything over 34,000 pounds, I say measure. Now, some people have a different outlook on that. Well, I'm not going to measure till 38. You can. It's a risk. You never know. You never know. Some shippers won't let you on the dock to inspect what they've done. So there's my pro tips for the day. I just, wanted to cover this because it seems to be an issue, especially with new drivers, and actually some of these older drivers who think they know everything, but they don't. That's what we call super truckers. But yeah, that's all I got to say today, man. You guys have a great day. Just to catch you up, we are in Kentucky. We're heading to PA. Got another damn good load, paying $3.90 something a mile, going to PA for like 760 miles. Pays us $3,000, so for a day. It's gonna be good. Okay, it is going to PA, and I fucking hate PA, but whatever. For that money, I'll go to hell. Anyway, y'all have a great day, and you keep it safe out there.